Afternoon, everybody. My name's Daniel Hastings and I'm the CEO of GBM Resources. So I just want to talk to you today a little bit about gold in Queensland. We have 1.8 million ounces sitting inside the Drummond Basin across three main tenement packages. We've got 1 million ounces down at what we call our Twin Hills project, spread over two deposits. We've got 500,000 ounces up at Yandan, which was the old Ross mining operation back in the early 1990s. And we've got the Mount Coolin tenement package on the east there, where we've got the old operations of Koala and Gleneva. Those were operations that Western Mining actually had back when they started. So our focus in the short term has been on the Twin Hills project, where we have 1 million ounces. We undertook a 10,000 metre drilling program there, started in September last year. That was a very successful program. We did a lot of drilling, about 6,500 metres at 309. There we felt like we had a handle on the geology and the controls of mineralisation. We drilled a couple of fantastic holes, one being hole 12, which certainly showed us that we were understanding the geology there better and better. We stepped out 100 metres off the mineral resource and got 37 metres at 5 grams per tonne, including 3 at 30. We also identified a hydrothermal breccia along the contact of the andesitic dome and the breccias that looks to be a primary fluid pathway. So we've got indications of where we can drill to look for higher grade ore shoots at depth. We also drilled just under 2,000 metres at Lone Sister. So here we've got another 500,000 ounces in the Twin Hills tenement package. It's about 7 kilometres south of the 309 deposit. And again, had great success. We got some really good intercepts, but also got a much better understanding of the controls to mineralisation and an understanding of the geology. So here, one of the intercepts, for instance, we got the 52 metres at about 2.8 grams per tonne outside of the mineral resource, and confirmed a previously unidentified east-west structure that controls mineralisation at Lone Sister. So on the back of that program, and after having raised $40 million in October last year, we've commenced a 50,000 metre drilling program. 80% of this program is focused on the top 400 metres of the Twin Hills deposits, that portion of those deposits being potentially open pittable. So the idea here is to close off the mineralisation and gain a full understanding of both the quantum and the tenor of gold mineralisation at these two deposits. What that will enable us to do is then update the mineral resource estimate and use that as a core of a pre-feasibility study going forward in a open pit style of configuration of mining. The other 20% of the metres out of this program is focused more on extensions deeper down and trying to locate the primary feeder zone. So in these systems, the primary feeder zones can develop ore shoots similar to Pajingo being the obvious example, where at Vera, for instance, there's 1 million ounces at 15 grams per tonne. So that's the kind of target that we're aiming for. But these things can be quite deep and can be quite narrow, up to 20 or 30 metres in width. Again, there's a lot of potential proximal to these deposits as well, not just locally within them. We're using a lot of geophysics, a lot of geochemistry, a lot of vectoring to look for further mineralised zones along the same structural trend. And within the corridor itself between 309 and Lone Sister, there is a lot of high quality drill ready targets and a lot of historical prospects that require further work, especially within that 309 and Lone Sister corridor. So on top of the 50,000 metre program we've got this year for the 309 and Lone Sister deposits, we've got another 5,000 to 10,000 metres for regional new target testing. So in terms of what we hope to achieve this year, we're looking to finish the 50,000 metre program around August, September, and delivering in the last quarter of the year a significant increase to the current mineral resource. We'd absolutely like to have intersected a high-grade ore shoot at depth, and our goal is to define a new area of mineralisation outside of the two current deposits. So if we tick all those three boxes, I think we're well on our way. The Yandan tenement block to the north, where we've got 500,000 ounces, is a similar story. It's just probably 6 months behind Twin Hills, in that there occasionally are access issues over the wet period. So we decided to first do geophysics out there. So we've just completed IP surveys over the East Hill project and the old Yandan pit. That's helping us to target, and we've designed a 10,000 metre program that we will commence in the next 4 to 6 weeks. On the back of that program, if we have exploration success, then just like Twin Hills, we'll look to do a larger program and fully define the mineral resource potential of East Hill. So within the East Hill system, or the Yandan system itself, if you add back in the 365,000 ounces extracted by Ross Mining back in the 90s, the mineralisation that still remains under the current pit, you're looking at a system that already has an endowment of around 1 million ounces and has a lot of empty space in that system for additional mineralisation. The other thing is that Ross Mining, when they had this operation, the gold price was $250 an ounce, so they had no desire whatsoever to look for any feeder zones or any deeper mineralisation. They were there to take the cream off the top, make a lot of money and get out. So they left behind the opportunity for GBM to go after. Just like at Twin Hills, there's a lot of prospectivity in the tenement package, so we'll have a lot of high quality targets there that are drill ready. In addition, we've got a very small resource down at Ilamata, about 50,000 ounces, that was drilled back in the late 80s, early 90s. But that system, based on the geochemical and the geophysical footprint, is 3 times larger than Yandan. And there's some excellent targets down there that we're looking forward to drilling at some stage this year. So I suppose, if I could summarise the strategy, what we're looking to do in the first instance is validate our models, get an understanding of the geology and the controls to mineralisation, and demonstrate that these systems have the potential for scale. So we've already completed that at Twin Hills with our first 10,000 metre program, and we're about to start at Yandan with a smaller program, 10,000 metre program. Twin Hills has moved on to the point where we're trying to demonstrate scale. So that's the 50,000 metre program to define the upper portion of the ore body. While we're doing that, we're also technically de-risking. So we've got metallurgical studies underway. We're doing geotechnical work. We're doing hydrogeology. And we've also started doing ecological flora and fauna studies in anticipation of proceeding down an environmental assessment and environmental permitting. Behind all of that, we're continuing to prove the upside by undertaking systematic regional exploration. And then once we deliver an updated mineral resource, and we do have a good understanding of what these assets can deliver, we can fast-track development through a PFS that will... a rapid PSS, because we've already undertaken the technical components through our de-risking, and then rolling into a feasibility and through to construction, and also having the ability to fast-track environmental permitting, because we've done the required work beforehand, having those ecological baseline studies and other appropriate studies in hand. So yeah, look, we've got every opportunity. We're well funded, and we've got a plan. Thanks.